Want to shout out to everybody in the crypto kingdom. Guys, it's London. How are you this evening? It is Sunday evening. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Close to your weekend. We're going to go through the details here on Bitcoin. Smash the like button if you guys wouldn't mind. And there is Angel. We found him up in space. The guys, we turned him into a spaceman. Thought that would be cool. We'll go through the details on that later on. He dropped out yesterday of the stream, so it's nice to have him back in the audience today. Let's talk about kind of the details, guys, in terms of the price action for Bitcoin. You guys know Angel is the number one contributor. He's the king of VIP, right? He's along the top there. Been in Bitcoin since $7.79. He epitomizes what everyone should, guys, strive to be in cryptocurrency. That's just it. He's a great role model for all of you. I want to shout out to all the VIP. Let me go ahead and make sure I get let me actually get a link to the back. Guys, just to introduce myself, former financial professional, not financial advice. You guys know all that. And in terms of trading, that's what we do. We love to trade. That's what we do. Ask Angel, ask anybody in the back. Shout out to Luke, to Richard, to Ambrosio, to Anthony, to everybody in the back. We're going to talk about this nice move we have to the upside. Now, kind of a surprise move. You really would have had to pay attention. And we were just up off of that 61.8, just up off of the golden pocket. I let kind of just a quick urgent update for Bitcoin out. If you guys saw that quick video, I do the quick videos, in addition to the live streams here, so that you all can get just replugged in, to the technicals. I want you guys always focused on the technicals. That's what we really focus on. There's two theories, guys. Two theories. One is the theory that it's just a random walk. The entirety of the market is a random walk. There's no way that we can beat it. The other theory is that, yes, there is a way that we can beat it with technical analysis. So that's what we focus on. Guys, shout out in the chats. Would love to hear just what you guys are doing, what you're trading. And if anyone picked up on this golden pocket hit, we were just off a touch in terms of the golden pocket. We can go to the 4-hourly here. 4-hourly lines, nice conformance to the golden pocket. And I think that was the one time frame I did find that was actually right on that golden pocket. Just let's get it. Just let me erase these green lines. Let's get into the details. Let's figure out exactly. If you guys watched the previous video, we were so close to it. I'm just going to say that we were extremely close. Whether or not you went from the lines to the candles, I think it made the difference. If you were on the lines on top versus on the lines in the bottom, I kind of mentioned just subtly, it's like, I don't know if you have a position, right? If you kind of have a position at this level, because it was just close enough. If you look how close we were to that 61.8, depending upon one of two different Fibonacci approaches that you took, you would have been on it. But that was essentially the pickup level here. Let's talk about the price action. A very interesting pattern. Aside from, and we've learned to let Bitcoin just develop in terms of pricing. So a nice move, and let's just say a recovery. If you guys are just tuning in from last night, we did have kind of a spill out from last night. We were going through that specific descending triangle. We were just, it was looking at us right in the face, guys. That's a bearish. Anytime you see a descending triangle, you need to think in line with the probabilities. Definitely a bearish pattern. Okay, definitely something that's going to want to break to the downside. Definitely we did once the momentum started going here in terms of the candle work, etc. Just it really poured to the downside. So anyone who took a short, I've even met people who are long Bitcoin, who have long decent positions, guys, in terms of the overall size of their position, or the value of their position. And they've told me recently, like, London, I want to start shorting Bitcoin just as kind of an insurance policy against any moves to the downside. So it's kind of interesting to watch that develop around me as we see a negative move like this in terms of pricing. It's nice to know that people are kind of open to the framework of what the trader would typically be exposed to, in terms of not just profiting from the moves on the way up, but also profiting from the moves on the way down. So that's what we like to see here at Crypto Kingdom and Bitcoin Spike. Hope you guys had a good weekend. And if you guys could just let me know who is here. I'd like to know who's here. We may have a few alerts going out here and there. Maybe Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, but YouTube. YouTube may be in charge of Bitcoin, frankly, in the channels. But I'm not sure if they have decided to send out our alerts or not. So if we're going to be a little bit behind the eight ball, I sent out a few of those alerts, and we'll get into more people as they stream in. I guess slowly. Maybe that's why they call it a stream. Just a slow. I would just think all the members need their alerts. Last night they gave us the alerts out. We had a great stream. looking at this pattern formation, I want you guys to really pay attention to this pattern formation. It's not one that's really highly recognized, but it definitely it's just been really, it's been proving itself in Bitcoin. As we would look at this top line formation, you guys remember along the top here, we had a real nice expression. We're looking for a strong bull flag to break us up and out. Let's go through the, let me go ahead and identify that on the chart so that you guys can get a good look. This bull flag along the top, and it was a little bit differentiated. I'd say just had a few defects in it in terms of what would a classical bull flag look like compared to a kind of a fixer-upper almost. Literally, you have to go through the time frames to hunt and find exactly which time frame will accommodate what we're trying to accomplish bullishly. That's not a great feeling if you're in the market and you are a bull. So when that happens, we know that feeling. The one pattern that was across a few different time frames was this reversal pattern, right? And we have a line of support to resistance. This line of support, right, gone down with a little bit of frustration here to resistance, with support down into, if we just breach this down here to resistance, and bam. So this reversal pattern, also we saw the fan reversal here. We saw this in terms of the framework, again, is always going to be a support to resistance. It's going to have multiple just lines of support to resistance. This is just an institutionally respected now pattern. Within these patterns, you'll also find, for instance, on this pattern, on this specific fan, just to go through the details, on this specific fan, we would have, an ascending triangle developed here. So as a part of letting the price action unwind, we will see that we develop some different tendencies. Like towards the tail end of this one, you probably say, yes, we actually rounded into a descending triangle at that level too. So ascending up, descending down. For the majority, guys, for the majority of probability's sake, I would say that just let those features and those probabilities kind of sink in. Those are the technicals as we would present them and as they have been presented to us. So this fan formation here, long story short, but not too long, just to get to the detail of, again, a line of support generated with a top line hit here. This top line hit here, this is just today's price action. Let's review it, right? In terms of this top hit here, formulating a line of resistance, right? Okay, a support to resistance hit along with this top spike here, turning into a resistance. Essentially anything you cannot get up and over, guys, it's going to want to formulate itself. It's going to want to establish itself. Let me tighten these up. Here we go. As a line of resistance is the threshold which the pricing cannot get up and over. The hit, it can't get over this. The resistance, boom. You see that? Turned into a support. The hit that it can't get up and over, right? Turned into ultimately a line of support. It confirmed off that level of prior resistance to support and really had I'm going to tell you guys, if you were actively trading this right here, that was a lot of price action. So very interesting in terms of that notion, just quite a bit of price action. We were looking, now this was a good thing. We were looking at the potential for a coil reversal. Now we had a little bit of an ascension, okay, on this bottom line, just to let you know kind of the technique, a little bit of an ascension along this bottom line. It wasn't ideal, okay? It was something that we did note. We did in the back, etc. I was letting the VIP know about this, and the whole point was we were going to need to break out to the upside, right, in terms of confirming that as a plausible reversal technique or a reversal pattern. Okay, so essentially, if you wanted to stick with the axiom that any pattern can fail, okay, any pattern that is a continuation pattern can also reverse, right? That would be the definition of a failure. You get that? Like a bull flag can operate as we saw that along the top, can operate as a reversal pattern, right? In the construct of we don't want to think of things of that nature, but yeah, even along the top here, we got into, if you guys know that bull flag, the famous bull flag along the top, we did, guys, and we would hate to say the bull flag is going to operate as a reversal, but any failed pattern, guys, is going to essentially put us in the point where we've got a position where we're looking just at a reversal. This was a really nice feature here. If you guys recall the top, just the nice bull flag feature towards the top of Bitcoin, around that $69,000 mark, right, where we had a breakout, a push, and then Austria came in saying they were going to tax Bitcoin, not what the market wanted to receive, right? So that was a situation. We wouldn't say it operated as a reversal. There are other patterns there, but any pattern could fail. Any continuation can, if it fails, operate as a reversal. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. In terms of these fans, though, I'm just really excited about the fact, particularly as we look at this is probably the biggest notion of what's going on right now, is that we look like we may be trying to have a go here. Let's go into the triangulation here. We may be trying to have a go at, if you heard the prior video today, in terms of trying to, and you guys know that I stretched this out, this ascending triangle. You'd have to get there on the actual framework of the candles, right? If you saw this on the earlier video, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Just a quick urgent update that one was, as we would talk about extending this specific line, this top line of resistance. We're having a go at establishing this area, I'd say, at least, because we have capitulated beyond. Okay, buyers did not hold exactly along the top of this line at 40, almost 40, guys, 39,129. Let me go to the candle wicks here. Yeah, we're just at 39,291. Essentially, is that top level on the wick. So it's you're at 39,2. Essentially, is the top level. So we'd like to get up and above that 39,2. All right, that would be kind of a key feature in terms of us establishing this prior resistance. 39,2 to if we could keep above 40, that's kind of the key level right now. $40,000. If you guys are looking for a level of support, I think Desmond came in last night. And it was nice to hear. And shout out to the VIP. Hope you guys are doing well. Slap the like button and let me know what's going on. And Giovanni Barrera, what's going on? Let me see what has Giovanni interested. I want to join this VIP group. I have 5,000 saved. How do I start in this crypto? Very good, Giovanni. You're at the right place, brother. Got to tell you, you need to go to a desktop computer. Okay, a desktop computer will allow you to join. And, we look forward to having you, Giovanni. The one requirement I always tell everybody, and from that desktop computer, it will allow you to just hit the join button. You'll see a join button right here on the desktop computer. Just hit the join button. Now, the base camp is for guys who just want to get started, etc. Restricted zone VIP, that's for the guys in the back. Shout out to all the guys in the back. It's just the top shelf membership. We want to make sure that people want to be involved. We don't want riffraff back there. It is on Twitter, just so you guys know, just to review some things. And we have a lot of just key, crucial guys who've been around a long time in the market. Angel, top shelf in terms of his ability to kind of lead the crew. He's definitely a key feature invested in Bitcoin since $7.79. So Giovanni, we look forward to having you in the group. That's how you do it from a desktop computer. I think YouTube requires that for some reason. So we look forward to having Giovanni. That's great news on the weekend. What's up? In 2022, we are building. Okay, we want to build the top level of trader that you can find, guys. We want the number one traders around. That's what we want. And I'm going to tell you, we've had guys, just so you know, and so Giovanni, so that you know, we've had people. Former BlackRock. We've had people from like former JP Morgan. We've had the institutional guys, the former exchange or the current exchange employees. We've had them. And guys, the key feature is, can they do their own TA? Can they actually do the TA themselves? And I'll tell you guys, a lot of them didn't last. I'm going to say from that group, etc. A lot of them don't last because they want to rely on outside TAs. Angel always says, we do not shop TA. And there he is right there. What's going on, Angel? Nice to see you. Nice to see you tonight, Angel, on the top right of your screen. Guys, you know, just a slam dunk kind of guy is what I'm going to say. And if you don't know him, guys, you don't know crypto. I'm going to tell you, if you don't know or you don't appreciate him, you don't appreciate crypto. He's been in Bitcoin since $7.79. I tell you that because he has a story with all of that, guys. He has his trades from since $7.79, guys. Yes, he still has, I'd say, a bag, it may be like a truckload, right, in terms of what there is for Bitcoin that he has, but he has traded Bitcoin since $7.79, okay, so, and successfully traded it. So we are just thrilled that he is here. What is up, my man? What is up, brother? How are you? I'm going to say right on target. One guy that I always say as well, and guys, just realize this, that whenever I ask, do you guys have targets deployed below? Do you have your targets ready? Like when we have a feature towards any top, what is the question? Like most people are going to be worried. Well, it's either, let's say two things you can look at. One, maybe a short. People are telling me more and more frequently, guys, even with a long position, they're saying, and I'm excited about that, guys. Some people wanting to get more sophisticated with trading, they're looking at shorts. Great, guys. That is trading. And people with nice positions, decent sized positions. As we would look at the options here, well, if you've got a pour down, well, shorts activate or your targets activate, right? You would always be ready to have your guys to deploy your targets at the lower levels. Definitely. And this is the one thing I said I would go over on the stream tonight. And we'll talk about this micro set of patterns. Then we'll talk about the macro set of patterns, okay? These macro Fibonaccis. All the Fibonaccis are, guys, it sounds fancy. All they are is calculated price targets, okay? These are your price targets. What do I mean a target? It means the level that you're going to set your order at on the exchange, on your order book, okay? We will walk you through that stuff, guys. I just really feel like it's kind of our purpose in the market, honestly, to let people know what a price target is, to let you guys know what is an order book. How do you place an order on an order book? Because some people, you know, the Super Bowl crowd, what would you say? They don't know what a real order book looks like, necessarily in terms of they don't know what real TA looks like. Have you guys seen Coinbase? Have you seen their TA? And I don't want to bad talk Coinbase, okay? They technically have some sort of a TA function, technically, but guys, you need to be on something. And let me see here. Look at this, guys. In terms of Angel, he says, I repeat, one of my best trades was purchasing Bitcoin at $7.79 and selling at $899. Okay, guys? In terms of that, you need to reframe this, because not everyone can really not everyone is even going to be able to absorb what Angel is telling people, that his best trade, one of his best trades was buying at $7.79 and selling at $899. Now, most people don't understand it. They get fearful. Well, what happened? They start to ask questions. Just listen, if you guys would realize, and here's the second part. He then repurchased it at $187. Okay? So bought at $7.79. Okay, sold at $899 and then bought back at $187. Guys, that's killing the market. That is literally just annihilating the market. And you'll see what he says. Very interesting right here. Let me go through this. Let me read this 1 second here. All right. In terms of, Angel says, I then repurchased BTC in 2015 at $187. Okay, now timing becomes an issue, guys. Most people want to book a trade tonight. We got to book a trade today, right? Angel's one of the guys, he will let you appreciate the time component, okay? Because those trades didn't happen overnight, okay? And a lot of people get anxious. A lot of people want to move in and move out. They want to hit the market. They want to trade. You're just gunslinging, right? We're going to talk about the targets a little bit tonight. He's saying he bought here. He sold here. Now, forget this and forget the pricing mechanisms here. Essentially, he bought here, he sold here, he rebought here, right? And for people who don't even really understand the mechanisms, and it was a long time ago, guys. We have to go way back on the charts, way back on the charts. Let's look into BTC. Let's see if we can go way back in the charts, guys. Let's take a little journey. Okay, this is the Bitcoin chart. Okay, this is what we are dealing with. This is the animal that we get to deal with in terms of growth. Okay, Angel's been around. Let's go all the way back here. If we can find, okay, you're going to start to get an appreciation for this. Let's go all the way back here to, now this is on Gate. All right, this is on Gate Exchange. Gate was one of the first exchanges. That's what we trade on. We like the technicals on Gate. Gate's been around for a really long time. Let's just look at this zone in here. Now, in terms of what Angel's been through, guys, look at the price action. Does it look that much different? I mean, if you guys take a picture of this specific price action, this will floor you guys. Please pay attention if you can. Please pay attention to this. If you will look at the price action right here, do you see this zone right here? This is 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, look at that zone. Now, I'm going to just remind everyone, look at this. The value of Bitcoin in 2013, okay, went down to $1. All right, went down to, if we really dig down into it on Gate Exchange, you have to understand, people were trading Bitcoin. It was going down to 73 cents. It was going down to, was it 28 cents? All right, so people didn't know how to value it, how to place it. If you were looking at exactly, let's just get through this, guys. So Angel's saying what one of his best trades was buying down here, selling up here, okay? Let's see. What does he say here? I mean, no disrespect to anyone. 10 years ago, there wasn't anything that you can even find. Yeah, guys, this was, I mean, I'm looking at Gate Exchange. It's like it was on Gate. We use Gate Exchange, and for the VIP not plugged into Gate or the subscribers, we recommend you use Gate. It's a good exchange, guys. It's legal. First of all, it's very legal in the U.S., so we definitely promote that. And I don't say that just lightly, guys. It's structured around and licensed, etc. Angel also saying, honestly, everything was purely bullish. With bullishness. It probably was purely bullishness. Very good. In terms of this specific patterning, but just do realize when he's talking about this, and he has his opinions, he's a steadfast guy, and he is a bull. I'll tell you guys that. So he is. He's the king of the channel. We appreciate having him. Look at some of these returns, though. People were making, if they were picking up on things, they were making those 5,000% returns, okay? This was early Bitcoin, all right? Early Bitcoin, where you saw it go down to like 28 cents, just literally, could it fall off the map? Could it disappear? That's when Angel was around. He had some in his pocket. He was looking at picking up more in and around this area. As you guys look at your other coins, can you just imagine, as we would look at this, just the price action here, just, capitulations to $1, capitulation to, to 28 cents. It just, and then what, guys? It springboards back up to $100. So that is, those are prime training grounds, I got to say, for anybody who's looking to become just a world-class trader. It's a big deal, guys. Now, I wanted you to look at this specific area here. Please focus on the, let's see this, Bologna. Let's see, look at this. As we look at this specific chart formation, this was 2000, and just a nice review, guys, 2013 up through, let's see here, 2015. Okay, 2013 through 2015. This, if you just remember this, I need you to keyframe this. If you want to take a screenshot with your specific, let's say your, and we can, I don't want this to feel doctored at all. I want this to be authentic. As we would look at that specific formation here, I want you to realize the specific formation here in terms of the repeat of what Bitcoin likes to do. Look at the fractal in terms of the repeat, in terms of, what you start to realize when you get into technical analysis. Again, one is the random walk theory, right? One is the, as you would look at the entirety of the market, one approach is, well, it's just a random walk. There's nothing you can do to beat it, etc. As we look at these two, as you guys would look at these two specific, and I may shoot these in the back so the guys can have them, then we'll reframe them. But the two specific patterning formations there, you'll see just par on par, right? You'll see definitely very, very smoothly, what would you say, guys? Just carbon copied nearly between these retracement patterns that Bitcoin has gone through. Nice kind of descending triangulation with a nice movement just below. And let's look here in terms of the very beginning. Yeah, we have another just nice descending triangulation with kind of a move there below that line of expected support. So just the differentials between the lines and the I'd say the candle wicks are going to complete that equation. But yeah, that's the level of volatility and price action that crypto provides that we love. What does it require? As I'm talking about the Fibonaccis, guys, whether or not we are here, okay, whether or not we're in this zone here, right? We're going to be talking about let's get into the Fibonacci retracements. And guys, we really appreciate Angel. He is the super chat king. Okay, he is just the super chat king. $1,000 super chat king, $58,000 in terms of overall contribution to this channel, and it means a lot, and it makes a big difference. So we definitely, with a big wink, say thank you to Angel, and we just like his prominence in terms of supporting the community. We really think it's just a crucial component of us, of what we are able to do, as is the VIP membership, etc. We appreciate you're all facilitating and enabling essentially me to continue to bring you guys the technicals, because without you guys, there is no me. I just say that there would be probably individual clients on some other sort of a basis, etc. So you guys do facilitate this very much so. So I appreciate the extent to which you guys continue to do that in 2022. I'm looking forward towards our being able to grow and facilitate more. More strength for you as traders, for the community overall, etc. And let me see what we have. Yeah, just think. Yeah, back in when Angel was around Bitcoin, just understand this. He was he was saying back then in terms of his approach to Bitcoin. Guys, this is important stuff. This is not just everyone buy it, everyone sell it. This is a different channel here. Guys, check this out. In terms of his exposure at $7.79, he was saying, like, what were you really buying? Like, who were you really, you were going to send money to who? Right? These questions he has in the chat. And what did you actually just buy? These are, I mean, there wasn't the infrastructure in place. None of this really existed. Like, okay, you want me to send money to who, right? And what did I just buy? It's like, honestly, these were questions that really existed to the framework of, we got to give Angel a lot of credit. He slammed into something that was speculative, to say the least, and look at what it did. So sometimes those risks that you guys look at taking, you're like, I don't want to take that trade. It's too risky. Maybe 2022 has some good, something good in store for us. We do like that quite a bit, guys, in terms of the new coins, in terms of the new, we're in the market. I'm just going to tell you that if there is a potential for an investment around it, we're definitely involved. 2021 was phenomenal in terms of some of the 5x, 10x, even more than that in terms of the overall. I think about 100x. One of them went in 2022. We had some very interesting, interesting returns. As I'll talk about that, some of them required for you to hold through positions like this, through a capitulation, or to really target down into that lower 86. As you look at that 86, our custom level of Fibonacci 86% retracement back in through 2018 and 2019, right? That Bitcoin went through. So an 86% or a 90% elimination of the value of Bitcoin before it starts to get up and go, right? Very, very, very crucial. So the pricing targets, the same value proposition that it's I'm going to say this in terms of trading. Yes, the actual figures have changed in terms of the overall value, et cetera, but let's say this, the same approach, okay? And it just means a lot that Angel is here. I really appreciate that, Angel, brother. You are the man. What is going on? What's up, family? Hope you're doing well. Nikki and Eden, Rain. Let's go up through this specific, as you would look at the particulars here in terms of the retracement. Well, of course you'd want to buy it low, right? Well, what would facilitate that? An approach, a target approach at the different levels of the Fibonacci. This is back, guys, years ago on Bitcoin. Well, what's going to facilitate buying low in this specific, in this specific, I'd say, updated chart for Bitcoin? Well, you can see, and you guys let me know if you like Gate or if you like Trading View. I'm looking at Gate right now. Gate is smooth. It's nice. I like the technicals. We can mess around with the background. We can do some different things on it. It's nice. It's a very smooth, technically oriented. They've been around this long on Bitcoin, guys. They have had Bitcoin listed on the exchange. If you guys look up Gate, it's one of the first exchanges to have Bitcoin, guys. That's important for us. 2013, they listed Bitcoin. All right, so that's an important deal. You're not going to find that on Coinbase. You're not going to find that on Binance. It's a different deal. So, looking at the specific, I need to check when Binance. I need to look into that. I don't pay too much attention to CZ. I probably need to pay some more. First time I've said that, but I'll agree with that in 2022. Let me look at the comments that Angel's making. But you can see the target approach with the lower levels of the Fibonacci's. Right, you see the capture of value at the lower level, right? The Fibonacci's get you there, right? You see now, again, Fibonacci's. You see the targets of the Fibonacci's get you there. They give you the framework to target. When I say target, guys, you're buying, all right? If you're buying, are you a buyer? Are you a trader? You got to buy, you got to sell. 2 transactions, right? You got to buy, you got to hit the button 2 times. You got to buy, you got to sell, right? So those are the 2. That's the framework that this all fits into in terms of the overall approach here. As we talk about targeting, what is targeting? It's something that's been around since early Bitcoin, and we could go all the way back through. This is not a Johnny-come-lately style nor group. You guys know that it ain't a Johnny-come-lately group, right? So as we would look at this. Let's dig into the technicals here. Look at the 86. Do you guys see, right, when I've reframed the 86, etc. for our VIP? You guys see the 86 on Bitcoin? Do you know why I use it so much? Yeah, slam dunk. Bam. This is 10 years ago, nearly 10 years ago. Bam, bam. You see that? You see why I use 86? Very, very nice. That is our custom level. It's just I don't know anyone else who's done the research. It's real easy. It's right in front of everybody. Find one of the original exchanges on Bitcoin and see how it conforms to the price. See how the technicals conform to the price. So this stuff is not rocket science. You just got to do the homework. You got to plug into it. I'm a former financial professional, so maybe I'm geared towards things like this. To the extent that you guys are just getting into the market, we are excited that you are here. Angel saying, hello, all VIPs. Approach is mindset. Mindset is conviction. Conviction is dedication. Dedication is money, baby. Very nice. Very nice. Bam, 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 bam. Wondering if Angel's going to do a super chat. He may do a super chat tonight. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know what his super chat vibe has been. Last time it was no fear. I don't know what's been going on in terms of his kind of, he will come up with a phraseology, something, and it'll be important for the moment. So I'm wondering if he has a new, maybe a new statement, kind of a new theme or something he would like all the VIPs to go with. I don't know. I don't know if he's in super chat mood. I think YouTube tried to shut him down. Not sure if they shut him down for super chat. So as we would look at this, I don't know if you can shut Angels down. Maybe they did. Maybe they found a way, but I don't know. I don't know. It's we're going to see. If you got a real solid, I want to see if you got anything real solid. You want us just hang on a banner on the top there for a while so we can continually reference, because we appreciate the conversation. As we would look at this down to the 78.6, down into that those key levels of these Fibonaccis. YouTube is what's going on. Oh boy, YouTube has they can't shut down Angel. I just refuse to believe that they're going to shut down Angel completely. I don't know. I have a hard time believing they're capable of doing that. I just don't believe that. I mean, we got the rocket on standby. Got a lot of cool stuff on standby. Maybe we got too much on standby. Between the rocket, you got to say, guys, we have some cool stuff. Let me review these technicals. Do you see how beautiful this is? Look at the screen. Put this on a big screen TV. That's it. Put it on a big screen TV, okay? Don't put it on your handheld. Don't put it on a little side computer, side desktop. Put it on a big screen TV. Make sure you can appreciate the technicals. If you need to walk up to this, look at this stuff. Check out, the Fibonacci's at the lower levels, very functional. Fibonacci's at the higher levels, very functional, right? In terms of targeting, this is your step. This is your gateway into trading. All right, and it won't go away. It's not a one-way only bridge. It's going to be something you traverse continually in the market. Let's see what we have. Let me go ahead, and I want to talk about the other two, those two patterns that I just came up with. Let me put what's going on with YouTube. I'm going to put this here on the chat. Did they suspend? Here we go. Did they suspend your super chats? What do you guys think? If you guys, we have to ask Angel, did they suspend his super chats? If that is going on, that would be kind of a different kind of targeting that I don't think would be valid, guys. I really don't think that would be valid if they decided to kind of target us and say, well, you couldn't receive like community support. Your VIPs couldn't even Angel's ability to express himself like that. That's a big deal. I don't think that's going on. I can't imagine that would be going on. That's First Amendment stuff, man. You got to be able to speak the no fear zone when you feel indicated, right? When you feel it's indicated. So looking at the Fibonacci's, we're going to get into. Let's check this out, guys. Look at those two patterns, okay? The two patterns that I drew out earlier, that I drew out before. There is a keepsake that I have of Angels. I love the picture, and I've shown VIP the awesome setup that Angel has. I won't show everybody and really go into detail. He's given me permission to publish quite a few things in terms of his setup. It's beautiful, guys. When I say big screen TV, get it there. You've got to get it there. He's got the right setup. The guys who do well have the right setup. Now look on the right side of your screen. One of these, you see this descending triangle formation. Guys, these are from years apart on Bitcoin. You see the descending triangle formation, right? It's just, we can do a fractal. You guys may say, well, that's old hat. We know that. Well, if you know that, then let's, I've never seen as, it as well constructed as I have on Gate, okay? In terms of the preceding price action, et cetera. I've just never seen that. Let me see what we got. I've never seen that occur. Hold on one second. Let me read what Angel has. Here we go. Reached a supposedly monthly limit. Oh no. VIP's big screen TV has always helped me, personally speaking. There we go. You reached a supposedly monthly limit. Oh no. Oh no. On all your accounts? Here we go. On all your accounts? Because that's the question, because Angel has multiple multiple accounts. He has him, he has Sebastian, he has this, that, and he's very good at that. He understands the limitations. He has his own market, so he knows how to deal with restricted supplies, etc. So I don't know. That's awful. If you've reached your monthly limit, we're gonna have to gangbuster some other way. This is just, I don't know what we're going to do. We got to get, I like when you tagline something out important like no fear, and bam, it just hits in and we set in and we talk about it for a long time. It really is a benefit to the market and the VIPs. Looking at the support, guys, into this recognized level of resistance here. This key line feature is a big deal. We appreciate you, Angel, so much. Whether or not you're super chatting or not, I just thought that you might want to at some point at least explain. Yeah, you guys, they put him on the limit. I think they put him on the limit in terms of that. I know he has multiple accounts, maybe for that reason. We saw. Let's get into this in terms of the details. We'll reframe in terms of the technicals here. Now, this is some interesting. These are some interesting technicals as we might go through them, and let's just get into the. Let me go ahead and hide the whole suite. HULL suite. Okay, HULL. Make sure you have the whole suite on your desktop. Make it, and guys, on the bottom right of your screen, you're going to be able to. Let's see. Yeah, supposedly each email account should I have an individual limit. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Whichever email account you have, you should have. Yes, indeed. You should have your ability to have the to have that rolling on the different email accounts. I think we have explored that fact, and yes, absolutely, each email account has its own limit. Let me get that over to him in the chats right now just to let him know so that he knows he can communicate with you guys if he needs to, because I'm going to tell you, it makes a big difference. It's a big impact here on the channel with the community in terms of that. It is. When you hear no fear and the price is pouring down, it's just, he is our VIP leader. Yeah, he's a great guy at doing that. We really appreciate it. So line of support to support, you guys just saw this. Let's reframe into the technicals here on this support to the prior support to resistance. And we got into another support feature here. It's interesting, we did, and I had this as a red line up the entirety of the time, and you guys know that. You know my red lines. It's not something that I like to, it's not something that I want to occur. It's just something that kind of seems technically indicated beyond a suspicion or a hypothetical. It's something that, I've done some deep legwork into when I pull up, typically I'm going to say that when I pull up into a red line feature. In terms of my technicals, that's something that I will, definitely want to last. In terms of like on the weekly chart, you'll see on the weekly, the red line literally just bam, nailed specifically that hit along the weekly. We own that bend right there. We also, we own a few different marks in this market. We own the bottom on the 4 hourly, bam, that specific target, that's ours. Exactly, the pivot. We own the bottom on that 4 hourly, and then we own on that weekly. We own that top on the weekly. So little bit of action above. That means there was some action. It was a difficult moment to get and to get above in terms of this specific line of resistance, okay, that we were encountering just prior support, guys, into resistance. That's what made it a resistance, the cross trend line function. What is a cross trend line? It's support to resistance, okay? There's prior support to resistance. That creates the resistance function of it. So it definitely had some fun with the traders. I'm going to tell you guys that much. It definitely pushed around like the price action recently. Let me see what Angel says. I have multiple email accounts. Who doesn't? Not my son Sebastian's account, but all of mine. Go for it. Go for it. Your VIP, huh? Your Angel's VIP. He needs to do what he needs to do. I mean, they can't put the reins on the horse like that. They cannot do that, Angel. That's you got to show them who VIP is. I know you can, and VIP need it. They just need it. In all honesty, it's just it's a powerful way to communicate with the audience. So we appreciate it so much when you do, because it is that super chat. It's that function. It's the larger than life. It's the bam. It's kind of what we have become accustomed to. We just love that. And we love you, brother. We love VIP. We're excited about 2022. Have some hellos to say in terms of like Kuda, Daniel, let's say Richard, definitely Richard. I want to shout out to Richard Quayne Douglas. I want to shout out to you, brother. I want to shout out to Ambrosio. I want to shout out to AJ Crypto. I want to shout out, guys, to we just have a great list of active VIPs. And those are the guys who've decided. I just made a request. We had a security breach in the back. I want you guys to know. And let's dig in. Let's take a look at this kind of aggressive pricing action. We'll review this aggressive pricing action in terms of the fan feature that we had as well here. This fan formation in terms of that. Guys, another fan in terms of the pour out here, in terms of the, the preceding move there, in terms of this specific feature here. Let me actually raise this up. I believe this was raised up here. There we go. And Angel's saying he's got your kid, so we're going to see if he's figured out something. Maybe he's got a message for everybody. Let's see if he can get that super chat worked out or not. If not, we can do without it. Just he makes his presence known in the community and worldwide. He just does when he decides to engage at that level. So this specific fan formation just reversals, okay? This specific fan feature here, okay, just a reversal. You cannot really argue with the resistance hit, okay, to the layered in support. Bam. Resistance hit to the layered in return to support. Bam. This was a big one. This kind of let me know, yeah, they're respecting that, because this was an off line. This specific target hit line, really, unless you went to a differentiated candle, and I tried to squeeze it back in that candle. I tried to give us another pattern in the back. Honestly, I tried to give something else. Like, we've been doing fans so much, I'm going to try and do something else, right? Let me do, and so I did push in and pull the lines into the candle wicks into a different pattern a little bit, but the fan features it's been really, really impressive. But in terms of the VIPs, I want to shout out to Luke. Big special shout out to Luke, to Anthony, to Vladimir. Definitely to Vladimir. Vladimir, I hope you're doing very well, extremely well, brother. I hope everything is going aces, just all aces for you, brother. I can't wait to hear how your trades are going. You got to hit me up, DM, do something great, brother. As we would talk about, Beto Zamora, another VIP, strong VIP. Brad Sullivan, always in the house. Steve Hinton, big time, and we have AJ Crypto. And these are guys that I've just kindly requested. Like, we had a big security breach in the back. We had some different issues going on. And it was all of our information was taken out of the VIP. It was it got really fast and loose, guys, in the back. It just did. And it was just kind of okay, everybody's here. No one has to do anything or pay. You're just kind of hanging out. Everyone's here. And we had a security breach. We had all our information that wound up going into the back, or not just in the back, but out of the back into Hong Kong. And so that was a big deal. So once the security breach happened, I asked everybody to step back up just for purposes of making sure that, yeah, everybody here wants to be here. That's been been my mantra. So I appreciate the gentleman that I just mentioned, from Richard to Quayne to Luke to Anthony to Vladimir to Hua Zhang to Beto to Brad and to Steve Hinton and let's see, to AJ Crypto. Right, those are the guys I'm going to specifically call out and say thank you to, because and if I got Richard there in the very beginning, absolutely Richard. Those are the guys who just stepped up right away and said no problem, right, no problem. And I would just say this, guys, and I've just thought of this, if it helps you, like, save one bad trade a month. And I know you all want to book positive trades. That's what we're all about in terms of booking the trades, in terms of like a preceding. If you want to, if you want to buy levels, I just tell you in terms of the targeting, et cetera, the 4 hourly. If you look at this was the low in the market, right? This low feature in the market. But I thought about, like, how could I best, not to really just sell the services? That's not the point. Like, what is it about VIP that would make it worth $100? That is, as I would tell someone, well, yes, we get to know who is in the back, but also, like, you take it more seriously. I don't know if you guys understand that. You will take it more seriously. And that's a okay. And I'm communicating with Angel on the side phone. It is that is rough that they would do that to him. That is not cool. As we would talk about, I'm sorry, I just laughed at one thing he said. As we would talk about this, the point is, can it help you save a bad trade? Right? Can you're honing into, let's say, like, the fan features? Can you learn something that can prevent you from entering into a mistake next time? Right? Could you have drawn a fan that we've been going over just consistently going over the fan feature and say, well, I'm going to park. Show me, what have I been saying, guys? Show me a prior resistance, and I'll show you orders along a level of support. Bam. Prior resistance, I'll show you orders show me a prior resistance, guys, and I'll show you orders along a level of support. So that's really one of the keys that, as I look at the Kingdom 2022, how I want things to grow. Like, can you make a positive trade? Everyone wants to make those positive trades. Can we help clean up some of your trades, right? And that's one of the key features. That's really, as I look at as 2022, that's just one of the things I want to be known for. It's not just, well, everyone got together and everyone bought at the same time. Well, I want you guys to book positive trades, and part of that, I want you to forego and to care enough about your trade game to where you're disciplined enough and paying attention enough to where, yes, you're invested in it, and it's going to mean something to you. That's just the bottom line as well. So we played the Fast and Lose 2021. Fast and Lose got carried away. We wound up in Hong Kong on internet and telnet or whatever else. They had us sing-songing along with trying to take our alpha blood. And alpha is the percentage by which you beat the market. It's not, oh, I'm an alpha. I'm in charge. I'm the number one. No, alpha in terms of the market is the percentage by which you beat the market. Just so you guys know, that is the percentage by which you beat the market. So, or the amount by which you beat the market. That is alpha. Okay. In terms of that, we're always looking for alpha. Okay. That's just a key feature. And it's not for you to be number one. I'm the alpha dog, alpha trader. No, guys, it is different context. Okay. So that's the idea. Pay more attention to your trade game, develop, work on your patterns. You'll see differentiation in here. Is this is it a descending triangle? It gets close. What would give you a clue here to look into kind of a fan procedure, a little bit of a sloping here, a little bit of a rounding feature here, right? And you could start to ask the question, does the fan fit within the paradigm of a descending triangle? Well, the problem with the descending triangle is we don't like to loop in here at the top. We don't like this hook in feature for a descending triangle. Essentially, descending triangle is going to need to hook in at the bottom, all right? We take this bottom hit to the top, to the bottom top, okay? So that would be the feature. This is a warning sign for us as you would look at your technicals, etc. And again, I'm all about variety in terms of your functioning in the market with the patterns. This feature right here, this grind right here, creates the base for this specific fan feature that did play itself out. And the fan is, to the extent it cooperates with other patterns, it's great. And guys, really all it is support to resistance. It's continual support, resistance to support to resistance to support to resistance. It's just to support ultimately, guys. Those are the lines that you're drawing out. You'll just see support, right? Resistance, right? Resistance. And guys, you could, this would be the final level really of the trading game. And I have this scheduled up in the back right now at VIP, but this top level here, will we confirm off of this prior line here towards the top? Just always drawing your lines, guys. A trend line is any line that's connecting two or more pivots on the map, guys, on the screen. That's what you're going to start using the more that you trade. If you trade at more of a micro level or even a macro level, you're going to start finding that those are crucially important. Let me see what we got. Got your kid and all VIPs. Very good. Angel's on the phone so you guys know he's on the phone with YouTube. He's going to give them a VIP talking to see what can be done about him being restricted. I can't believe that. Now, in terms of that, I mean, he was just, I think he's just a limit. He is breaking the internet. He's breaking YouTube. Not realistically, guys. We should fire off his rocket at some point because we just haven't done it. I've been waiting for those, and I'm seeing something here we're going to want to pay attention to, guys. Technically, let's pay attention to this. I know we like to talk on the weekends, etc. We had a great night last night. Base campers were around chit-chatting in the chat room. Let's look at. What am I noticing here? Okay, we're going to want to talk about, let me get on the 30-minute real quickly. Let me look and see if we have any kind of are you guys seeing any kind of a potential, something along the lines of a potential rising wedge? I think that's on the minds of the traders right now. If you guys are looking at your technicals right now, Bitcoin currently up. Let's go through this. Currently up 38,934. Okay, up 1.43%, giving back a little bit of its price action. Right. We want to pay attention to a move like this. The establishment, guys, upon launch, and really this is the type of work you want to do before you get up and out of this feature of the fan reversal, or if you want to call it a descending triangle that operated as a reversal really on the candle wicks. You got into a little bit more of an angle, okay, in terms of a really, I'd say, a poorly formed symmetrical triangle, just, with defects, symmetrical triangle with defects. Bitcoin currently trying to formulate, guys, and it's not hype, it is the technicals, okay? Someone, I have to tell you guys this, somebody the other day said, I want my own YouTube station. He says, I want to do it, but I don't have a voice like you. I don't have a radio voice like you. I can't do it. And I told him, I was like, do you have any idea when I started doing this, I didn't sound like this at all. It's literally from hundreds of hours of talking on stream. So when I say, it's just funny because I'll hear myself sometimes talking about Bitcoin currently forming a bull flag. I know it sounds like I'm literally like a radio announcer or something, guys. It's just because I've spent hundreds of hours talking to you guys on stream. My voice used to not be like this. So when you hear the guys on stream, or you hear them on radio, etc., a lot of it is just time spent with a microphone. So no hype, no frills. It is all about TA here. You guys have to know that, okay? Duke University, Harvard Business School, etc. Certified in markets, just not financial advice. But guys, we want to be the tip-top shop. We know we are the number one shop in terms of technicals. As we would roll through this is an advanced feature I'm talking about right now. Please pay attention. As we would talk about showing, right, at least designating, right, your I'd say your challenges early on, let's say amidst this liftoff. The one benefit we got was a strong move to the upside with a strong hammer back down to this line of previous resistance to confirm it as support, bam, to the upside. Tons of volatility. Traders are trading, okay? If you don't know how to trade these specific patterns, you guys join our VIP from a desktop. Just do it. If you guys have already joined, if you're out of sorts and you guys don't like to talk or chat because you don't have your badge, guys, it's $100. If you don't have an extra $100 a month, I'm just going to tell you might not need to be investing. I'm going to tell you that if you don't have an extra $100 a month, you might not need to be investing, okay? If $100 is going to make a difference one way or the other, you might not need to be investing, guys. Typically, some resource capital, maybe some extra float during the month that's comfortable. We don't ever, don't use the rent money, guys. Don't use the car money. Don't use the whatever else the money is. Don't go down that route. So if a badge is a big deal for you, come on, guys. Maybe you shouldn't be in crypto. I'm just going to tell you that. And I think that's I hope that's well received, because you guys have seen how volatile things are. You lose 80% of your your coin of choice just because it's nothing personal, but just because that is crypto. You saw us with the charts in Bitcoin, etc. From years ago. It's built into the framework of crypto. It's nothing. It's not a surprise event for anyone who's been around. So that I would say something like that, to you, don't take it as a shock. Like, if $100 is a lot or something, maybe you shouldn't be investing right now. It's just, I think that that sentiment would carry through as well. It's not a personal jab or anything like that. It's just the truth, right? It's not made for, and people need to be expecting the volatility. Someone just said, let's see, who said that earlier tonight? It was Giovanni saying he wants to join. He's got $5,000. Giovanni, the $5,000 can turn into $250. It's crypto. We like to maintain cash reserve at lower levels, heavy cash reserves at lower levels. The big thing I would say about the 5,000, maintain it at lower cash levels and know how to deploy $5,000. But that's really, I know some people that have done well with small amounts of money in 2021. For the record, they've done extremely well in terms of small amounts of money. SHIB was one that really people did well on. Doge was one where people did well on. If you know how to target those, particularly, you can do extremely well. There's some low-lying coins right now in terms of potentials for 2021. So it's not out of the question in terms of doing well with a small amount of money. That's one of the benefits of high volatility. But you got to be on your A game, Giovanni. We look forward to you joining. Hit that join button from. We want you to join, Giovanni. I speak on behalf of the VIPs. So looking at this specific. And I say kind of a setup as we're launching up and out of this to get back to the technicals, right? This specific line of support, line of resistance here, right? We're cutting back through this portion of what is a bearish feature. We're doing so after having failed I'd say a bull flag, trying to hold. Essentially, a bull flag is going to be the catch. that's going to be what we look at. That's going to be the saving feature for a failed pennant is a bull flag. Okay, that's just the bottom line. As you guys would look at this, this would be your pennant. Okay, and people don't talk about this, guys. Please just pay attention. The saving feature for a pennant. Okay, this is technically, you have to trade a lot to get to this, guys, to understand this stuff. If you don't understand it, just pay attention and appreciate it because it's coming from a lot of trades. Okay, as you look at a pennant formation, run to the upside, then we have this symmetrical triangulation. You can kind of see in the notion of the pennant as well, in this pennant, that we have a little bit of failure here. We would like this a strong move to resistance, support, bam, back up to resistance, support, bam, back up to resistance, then to break out of that pennant to the upside. Every pennant will have a symmetrical consolidation. That's a feature of the pennant, and we would hope to repeat this flagpole to the upside. Okay, that's one of the strongest features that you can have is a bull pennant. So when we see one failing, what is our catch? Normally the catch will be, and by catch I mean the secondary pattern that we still have a hope of capturing some positive price, of getting it to what's the next follow-up bull feature that we're looking for. Typically it's going to be a bull flag. All right, so it's an expression that we've seen enough trading, and you can see this hook right here. That is the attempt for it to hold a bull flag. The bull flag is opposed to the pennant, guys. The pennant is the symmetrical consolidation, okay? It is that symmetrical triangle after the run up. Run up, symmetrical consolidation, right? The bull flag is the catch. It is the secondary feature that the market's going to want to look at after failing a pennant. The next feature you look at is a bull flag. Just remember that, guys. You're going to go from the triangulation. The next one, you're going to try and formulate a bull flag to see if it can get you a trade. If you're out here, you're looking for a secondary entry, it would be that bull flag to pick up. If you're not, just surely on your Fibonacci's. Fibonacci's would work well, I think, from this specific level, the breakout. All right, we would go to this specific level. We could even go up to the candle wicks. I think we're fine on that. Okay, so it looks like in and about that 23.6 grinded pretty well. That 38.2 has grinded. The next level down is going to be the 50%. Guys, these are automatic levels, too easy to use, right? The 60%, that's essentially the 61.8 to the 65th percent. And Angel is on with customer service. As you guys know, he is on with YouTube to try and give them a little bit of VIP talking to see what is going on. So we want to say, we just want to let them know. Thank you, Angel, for dealing with YouTube customer service. And YouTube customer service, you must listen and pay attention to Angel, please. He is VIP. All right, so I do some of those. I do those on our. Sometimes I'll voice chat to the actual screen. You'll see that pop up there. So if I take a little second or something like that, I just want to document it that I interfaced with that while he was up on customer service, etc. I know he's in the back, essentially the back meaning his home, working and etc. Trying to get on with customer service. You VIP need to appreciate that, right? You need to definitely appreciate what he's going out of his way to continually do for us. I know that I do. He has let me know more than once that London, I'm behind you, and it means a lot that you would continually be behind me. And man, I just hope that I can bring you another $5 million trade. That's all I hope. And that's it. I'm going to say that. I hope I can bring you another $5 million trade. That would be my goal for the next month, next week. I don't know. We're going to have to work on that one. But I think I know that I did this last several days / weeks, last 2 to 3 weeks. So that's nice. I like that. That's good on our repertoire. If you say not record, but our repertoire, if we were going to call it that, something in terms of what's your trade rapport. What kind of a rapport do you and Angel have? Well, I don't know. I think I mentioned a double down into an area on SHE, but went up, I don't know, maybe enough to where it was like a $5 million trade. That's what we're talking about. That's VIP. To the extent that we can all interact like that, you guys also, you overhear those things that I'm telling him. You overhear the trades that we're going through. We had a nice partnership up in 2021. Looking forward to seeing what 2022 will bring, not just for me and Angel, but for the entirety of the VIP. So he's on with YouTube. We got to see what YouTube wants to do in terms of this grind along the 23.6. You'll just see that it's structured within the framework of something that is bearish. It's this rising wedge. Any rising wedge is going to be bearish, guys. So as you would look at that, it's just again, it's beyond dispute. You don't have to get into it. It's just a rising wedge is bearish with the understanding, guys. With the understanding of this, and we haven't covered this much. Okay, this is kind of a detailed approach at a rising wedge. Please pay attention, VIP. Listen and please pay attention if you can. Okay, as you would look at the rising wedge, one of the main features here that you're going to see throughout time eternal when you trade them is you will see a nice kind of throw over event where the price action wants to demonstrate itself up and above the line of resistance. Resistance being that line which it cannot move above. Hit 1 on resistance, hit 2 on resistance. Your support's down here. So yes, you'll see the features of the bearish, because we always think of them bearish because they want to break down. But there's also a bullish component to them because they are establishing themselves as positive price, and they do like to operate for some period of time up and above this specified line of resistance. That is a huge deal. That's very important. Okay? People always think, well, that's a bearish pattern. It's going to break down. While they're thinking it's a bearish pattern and wants to break down, they're a lot of times going to miss this throw over event over the preceding line of resistance. Okay, so always pay attention to that. Where is it going to break down from? Do you want to be involved in the price action as it's demonstrating itself to you in terms of it being a bearish pattern? Sure, but part of the bearish pattern is it's going to be going up in the form of something that's going to demonstrate some profits to you if you can capture them. Right? So, yes, it's bearish. Essentially, the point is it's directional in terms of the expectation to go below this ultimate line of support. And that's a key feature if people are entering in. If you're entering into really highly technical trades, if you're really, if you've got the scalpel out, you're really going to get into some really calculated details. So, but don't ever forget this. This is tradable. I'll tell you, on a rising wedge, this move here is very tradable, guys. The amount of time, and I think of Vlad because Vlad is he's VIP and he's a very, very calculated trader. He's very calculated. I respect his trade game a lot. And Vlad, I hope you're doing well, brother. And to the extent that people don't always pay attention to the tendency of this move to the upside, bam, up and over, and then the capitulation or the reformulation to where we could beat the rising wedge. A few different ways that we know to beat a rising wedge. We like to beat them primarily with a fan. Okay, we like to beat them with a fan formation. That's one of the top-notch ways to beat a rising wedge. They're very difficult to beat overall. The fan is kind of the saving pattern, much like the it's kind of I'd say the basic approach you would have in terms of if you were looking at a real I'd say approach to the number one way to beat an ascending wedge would be with a fan. Okay, that would be my number one approach. 30-minute time frame. Please pay attention. On the 30-minute time frame, what have we come into contact with? Let me go ahead and change these from green to blue, just kind of in a blue mood. There we go. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and dice this out. Blue as well. Bam, bam. There we go. Now, look at the orange line. You guys know we have become so familiar with these. Yes, you have to hunt them on different time frames, but understand as you move from the 5-minute, let's say the 1 minute to the 5-minute to the 30-minute to the 1 hour to the 4 hour, guys, whatever time frame you are on, okay? And some of them will make more sense to you as you trade on those different levels. You're going to also have different moving averages, a different set of, let's say, resistance that you must conquer to get up and over, a different set of challenges, right? So keep that in your mindset. As much as you have to click between, well, I have to check out the 5-minute. It's just constant, guys. And make sure you have the Premium Pro Edition, guys. And I think those may be two different things. Make sure you have the top level, at least the Pro Edition of Trading View. Make sure at least you have that Pro Edition of Trading View. It's so ultimately important. Again, I don't know if it's $30 or $100. I wouldn't really mind whichever it were if I were serious about my trade game. Right? If I find the right group, I'm not really going to worry about like it's $4, it's $400, it's no, at some point it's $4,000. I'm just going to tell you, it's the right group. Let's go. Let's do it. Right? People have accommodations in terms of their levels of interest in the market, levels of interest here. I'm very sensitive to that. I know you can't go and just crypto's a little bit interesting because it does provide some people the opportunity to make $1 million with $1,000. I have to say that, right? So to the extent that you fit in that category, I can't blame you. I honestly can't blame you, right? That's we have people in our group that have made $1 million with $1,000. Like that's impressive, and that is the truth. That is not me just making that up, but people have made $1 million with $1,000. Believe it or not. Now that is the exception to the market, hugely the exception to the market, and the exception to the group, right? But it is part of the dynamic of the group, so we have to talk about it. So that is the truth. That is the truth. If you guys, I think I have that copied on just screen save. I screenshot that one, and I appreciate the individual giving me the credit for the trading that went on therein. That's impressive. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. So does the day in, day out. So do the guys who are struggling with the trades. I talk about like that must be nice for him, right? As you guys look at the struggle that the market gives to you, it's just an ongoing. I'm going to tell you guys this, the number one thing, and Angel will reconfirm this, and you guys will reconfirm this. The winner goes, right? The trophy goes to guys the guy who's ready to double down, the guy who has a little bit of extra resource capital and who understands continually. I'm telling you guys, who understands kind of continually, man, this crypto thing is going to do it to me again. Well, let me just kick in some extra cash. Bam. Let me just go hammer in. So, well, I tell you, the Bitcoin, we're looking at Bitcoin on the 4 hourly. This thing doesn't hold. I don't know. What is this thing going to do again? If it decides to go to the golden pocket, well, I guess I'm going to just have to, bam, kick in 3 or 4 times as much as I had up here. Oh, well, that's just going to, that's what I'm going to have to do. Now, what that means is, you have to have some degree of I'd say functionality with cash to some degree, to where either you have funds to invest, period, right? You have a plan to get funds together to invest. We don't talk about this all the time, right? It's just this is real stuff, right? Or with the amount that you have, you're going to be real reasonable with your expectations. I always say it's not a question of whether or not you can make money investing. You can make money investing. Do you want to make 2% this year? Right? No. Most people, we're in crypto. We want to crash it through the roof. We got to make a 10x, 20x. I want 10x's this year. You want to make $1 billion off 1,000? Maybe, right? I'm not going to say it can't be done. I think with SHIB and some of the tokens, maybe some things like that happened, right? The very rare exception. But you're either going to have to be able to kick in that extra reserve cash, bam. Okay, if we decide to go lower in the market comfortably, bam. I'm just going to kick this in. I'm going to go ahead and go 3 or 4 times as much as I was up here. And then that's fine. I'll go ahead and do it. If it gets to the 78.6 or the 86, bam. That's fine. I don't want to, but if it goes to 9 to 15, between 9 and 15,000, I'll throw 3 times what I got in or cover this upside position. Now, those are doomsday scenarios. But what's not a doomsday scenario is if you don't fit in that category, be like, well, that would be nice to continually, perpetually have 5 times the amount of the cash I have invested. Like, that would be nice. Well, like, what people want to develop their trade game. Some people develop that cash game, right, to get it into the trade game, to give themselves the flexibility a little bit to put up with some bad trades. And we look at the trade action today. It was pretty aggressive, guys. We'll get back into it. But the other approach, let me just finish this thought. The other approach is that with the amount of money, like we had an individual who said he wants to join Giovanni with the 5,000 to start to learn the process. Like, I've structured out 5,000 on the screen before just to look at it, right? Maybe $100 at top. That's it, just $100, boom. Maybe $250 at this area. That's it, just $250, boom. At the second level of Fibonacci. Maybe you go 500 here, boom. Right? And you have, let's say 750 overall. Maybe you have 100, 250, and 500, so you got 850, okay? Maybe you got that amount overall invested, and then you have the residual 4,000 plus ready for lower levels. And see, the question is, you can make money. You can cover your upside position. You can not be overexposed in the market. The question is, how much money do you want to make? And that question has cost more traders their accounts than any other question. How much do I want to make? How much risk do I want to expose myself to? With the higher gains come the higher probability of risk. I say the existence of higher levels of risk. You guys know that. So what we try and do is put the reins on the risk a little bit, okay, in terms of expectations, It doesn't necessarily take the emotion out of the market. Okay, if anything, it can heighten the emotions, and that's one thing that you're going to struggle against in terms of becoming a great trader. Okay, as you push that threshold of trying to eliminate the risk features, right? What you're trying to accomplish is you're trying to sidestep a bit, right? You're trying to, I'd say, essentially sidestep this fundamental equation of it's not if you can make money, it's how much you can make. I want to multiply it this much more. So when you get into that framework, you're going to really start becoming technical on things. So you are pushing at that upper threshold level. You're still pushing for those big returns. And you've situated yourself technically. It's why we handle technical analysis. That's what we are focused on doing. This lower side target here. Nobody in the market had this lower side target. Nobody. Okay? No one had that. Right? We push ourselves technically to get that alpha, the percentage by which you beat the market. That's what we do. In the context thereof, it does raise the stakes because you have geared or situated your technical compensation to push away the risk componentry to still strive for and drive towards those higher returns. The one thing that will get in the mix thereof is either a lack of backup capital, period, 5 times. You need 5 times. I'm just going to tell you this from my own experience, not financial advice, guys. 5 times what you have in the market, you need 5 times. And really, you need the ability to go out, take a little bit of a breather and create another 5 times that. If that is not your situation, I understand that. If you're getting to where you're understanding the market and you just want to book some trades, cool. But in terms of levels of exposure, you guys know in crypto, people just say, well, maybe anything that you want to lose. I wouldn't say that, guys. You can make money in crypto, but as you adjust that equation, what I'm getting into, a little bit of discussion here, just follow me here. As you accept more of the risk with the compensation that you understand the technicals, right? You're going to deploy the technicals to combat the risk, to still ensure the higher multiplicity of returns. It's not just a light talk here, huh? What you're doing is you're not getting rid of the emotions in the market, nor the need. I'm going to go ahead and say nor the need. It's a big statement on technicals, nor the need for backup capital. Okay, so the emotions on the market, that hooks into you. Okay, that's in terms of your operation ability to operate in the market. You're still going to have the emotions in the market. Let's look at what just happened in terms of the 5-minute time frame. Okay, did you keep the fan formation right in play here? Did you keep that in mind? Bam, prior resistance. Show me prior resistance. I'll show you orders. Bam, these people got rewarded. Sitting here waiting, prices up here, waiting here. Waiting with orders at prior resistance. That's technique. That's technical. That's trade game right there. Bam. Not chasing up here. Waiting. Oh, but London, I got to be involved in the trade. It's going up. I got to hit it. Waiting at support. Right? Prior resistance to support. Bam. A lot of technique goes into this, guys. And when I talk about that emotion, it's you can use the technicals. Let's finish the statement in terms of how this was formulated. The emotion, that hook is on you, right? And it's specifically how you apply the technicals, certainly, right? We would say that. But as you would get into, and the key feature is that you'll still need, even with the technicals, you'll still need the backup cash. I'm just going to tell you. And that one, I'm going to say, is a hook on the market. All right, that one, if the first, in terms of the emotions, claw into you, anyone who's new and listening or really developing and listening, the first one hooks into you. It's like, okay, I have to manage the emotions with the technicals, etc. The second one is a hook into the market because it will throw you a different curveball. It will throw you a new procedure. Bam. Okay? And not just emotion, technical, this and that. It's going to be something that the market is capable of doing to you that it's been capable of doing to a lot of people throughout the years, guys. A ton of people, right? In terms of pushing them beyond their limits, the technical understanding. A lot of people have gone the route of technical analysis. And they don't want to answer the question. It still boils down to this, guys. They don't want to answer the question of, well, can I make money? You're still on the throttle with how much money. So at the end of the day, if I were to really give advice, friendly advice, not financial, to anybody, I would say watch that carefully. As you look at your level of exposure, always be able to bring to the table into the heat, guys, 5 times more than what you have. Or can you start from scratch next month and it doesn't matter? Yeah, I had $5,000 in. Well, the next couple months I have $5,000. Well, I have $250,000 in. Next quarter I have another $250,000. No problem. Can it be splash cash? I got a couple million. That's fine. I'm gonna throw a couple million in more next year. Let's do this. It's running. Let's do this. Right? Can you do that with $5,000, with $100,000, with $250,000, with a couple million, with $5 to $10 million? What can you operate? Do you have that backup? Because the biggest issue that we run into as traders, guys, is how much can I make? Right? How aggressive can I become? How quickly can I multiply my money? And as much as the technicals can get you through a lot of the risk, and I don't want it to be it's just an interesting discussion because I don't want it to be a feature in your life that you completely dismiss with the risk. The risk is still there, right? The one saving feature of everything is the reserve capital. That's just, as we talk back and forth, because I can go through, I just don't want the technicals to eliminate the risk. That's the biggest feature of the discussion. And understand the technicals may actually compound the feature of your emotional involvement in the market. Whereas you think it would detach them, I think that's, as I just said that statement, I felt that was the right statement there. As you would want to, and I'm just talking to you guys, okay? Angels on the deal with YouTube right now. But as I'm looking for some content, we have the potential for the technicals to kind of divorce us from the equation of emotion in the market. I think it has the ability to compound it, okay? Because you become more reliant on your ability, or you become increasingly aware of your ability to dismiss the risk. Well, this is the technical. This is going to be, I'm going to go in heavier. This is how the market functions. So you're potentially playing at higher stakes. Make sure that you don't lose the componentry of heavier reserve capital. That will dismiss all of the emotion, okay? And not too much. You'll still have a good time. You'll still make money. You can still make money. Let me say you can. There are some foolproof ways to approach a market. They're just not very, they are not very exciting sometimes. Right? You want to make 2%? And I'll say this within the dynamic, guys. I mean, look at the price of Bitcoin. Let's just understand. We trade patterns. I always say buy at support, sell at resistance. If you haven't paid attention to the channel at all, this is probably like the most boring thing you've ever heard. I told people to buy here. I'm like, buy it. Boom. Right? About the level you're at right now. Even lower than it. I was just get a position. Right? 419 days ago, you were at the same price. Have you traded at all in 419 days? 419 days. Over a year, you've been at the same price with volatility, opportunity to trade. There are mechanisms to deploy here. You guys know we talk about them all the time. Compounding down at lower levels of the Fibonacci. That's the primary. That just has to deal with your entry to the market. Heavier as you go through lower levels, right? Would have made money. Going sideways, 419 days. So, and I bring up the whole issue of your position in the market, because someone did say they wanted to join, they wanted to be a part of the crypto kingdom and Bitcoin spike, and I just wanted to I want things to go off well for everybody in 2022. I want you to understand your position. How what are the features of the challenge as they are presented to you? It's not unfair for me to discuss them because I have been through them in life, like a long time ago, right? Man, I just made 1,700% on a trade. Man, I need 10,000%. One of my first trades. Man, I just made 1,700% on a trade. Awesome. This is easy, huh? Man, this is awesome. I wake up. Yes, I picked the right one. It was on CNBC. I was like, I like that one. 1,700%. Yes, I am in charge, right? 1,700%. Oh, no. The next day, right? Put it in the pocket. You got to put it. That was one of my first trades. My first real trade is like I made 1,700% on my first trade. Boom. I had to go the next day. Well, it didn't go well. Cut and run. Like it's on CNBC. It has to be. It has to be a valid one. It's not a. It's the buyers can't leave this one. They left like a shot in the dark, just boom, gone, never seen again. So yeah, I mean, it does. I was a young kid when I did that. I was like, I made 1,700%. Like we all have those kind of glory stories that get us involved in the market. We're excited you're involved in the market. Aside from all the advice, everything else, just don't be overexposed at any higher price. And just remember, always be ready. And some guys I cannot tell not to be overexposed. They're just all into Bitcoin. They're all into crypto. They've decided it's the future, and it's their future. Some friends have put like half their net worth in crypto at lower levels. Is the only thing I'm going to continually say. It's not about what you want to invest in. It's at what price. Period, guys. It's at what price on the micro, your micro targets, and on the macro and anything you invest in. Right? On the macro, heavier at lower targets. Have that rainy day. One of my buddies said, shout out to Big Mike. One of my buddies said, a rainy day bucket. Have yourself that rainy day bucket. Just in case it ever decides to really go down and have a rainy day. Have yourself a rainy day bucket. I like that a lot. Shout out to Big Mike. Hope he's doing well. So the key line feature we're looking at right now. Let's review the price action of 1.65%. A little bit of a rebound, $39,000. Looking for the $40,000 level to hold. We got to get that level to hold. What's on top? Elon doing well. Rose, Sheeb doing well, rebounding from our specified level here. From our specified, and you guys know our key level, the 86. And shout out to Angel. Angel in big trade business with Sheeb. Excited, I told him to double down, get down into a lower price in Hammer. He said 500 billion sheep for the love of everything that is with Angel. I had to let you know. I was like 1 trillion. I was just and that was like, I don't know, what was it? 14 million at the golden pocket. I'm like 1 trillion, 28 million, right? Boom. And what happened at the lower level, guys? Nice move from the lower level. That was an 85% move to the upside. If you guys were listening, maybe you got some sheep at lower levels. I hope so. If you're looking at it now, I let VIP know respect this feature here. Just respect it. All right. So sheep rebounding from, if we do the candle wicks in terms of the prior breakout, initiation of targets to the top. These are the targets I've shared with you guys. I want to go over this because it hit right onto the 86, the classic 86. And for people who are bullish on sheep, really people who are bullish on something, I'm going to tell you guys, you're going to want more of it. You're going to want to trade and get more of it. That's the bottom line. That's the best thing that I can tell you guys in terms of your participation in the market. When you're really bullish, you're going to want more of it. Trade and get more of it. Get yourself a discount. Just get yourself a discount. When you could see, and I understand larger positions complicate that factor a little bit, but sheep running, dusk running well. Picking up Gala. Just want to take a look at some of these features to see if, like Gala, could Gala hold on? That's a really broad-based. You guys see trying to formulate that kind of a bull flag. That's pushing it a little bit, Gala. We like what you're doing, but it's pushing it a little bit. So I just want to get the feeling of the market. Look through some of these details. See what kind of patterns we're dealing with. AXS, Mana not looking too bad. Maybe one of the strongest patterns to be holding thus far. Decentraland took a while to get up off of itself. In terms of that dollar price, it just wouldn't move. Kind of like Cardano there for a while, just stuck at $1. It was tough. So in terms of this, we're going to have to really see price pick up on Mana, on Gala, on some different coins to really entice the buyers that, okay, we're into a bullish formation here. Definitely can still happen. Mana, etc. Let's see. All right, into Matic. Let's take a look at Matic. One of the friendliest coins in terms of, I almost joke, one of the friendliest coins for traders. Now, we were around for this early portion of Matic, and God, that was just dynamic. But just understand, when I say heavy reserve capital, you deploy it, right? A portion of it, 75% down in 9 days, 75% down in 9 days, 228% up in the next 3. We live traded this. Boom, 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 boom. If you held through it, it's kind of like, really? You held through that? Through 80% down and 200% up? Come on, man. Trade. Angel will be the first one to tell you, we trade. VIP, we trade. We don't sit there and watch. We hit a target on the upside, release, boom, cut it loose. Re-enter at lower levels. Capture that alpha. Capture that alpha, guys. That is the name of the game. So in alpha, the percentage by which you beat everybody else, that's going to be you beating everybody else. Go and capture that alpha, guys. This is your gains over the market. In terms of the entirety of, wow, that's an interesting look for ETH, isn't it? Interesting look for ETH. I had done a little work on the ETH chart just to kind of work and reframe. You see the purple line across the top there was the level that I had called the fifth wave at. So that was a nice call. Was excited to get some feedback from Elliott Wave International. Bam. Over 50%, really. I think a 50% drop. Yeah, 50, just over 50% since I called the fifth wave of Ethereum. It was nice to focus on Ethereum for a bit, focus on Bitcoin, etc., quite a bit. So nice to dabble into the Ethereum space just a touch. Cardano just looking really a little bit sad. Do you have orders waiting? If you like Cardano, do you have orders waiting? Why did Cardano go back in 2021 in May down to 22 cents? 22 cents. If you like Cardano, you say, well, I'm bullish on Cardano. I got $1 billion in Cardano. Really? I'm just going to say, really redefine your understanding of what bullish means, guys. You have $5 million in Cardano. Great, man. Great. What about when it flew down to 22 cents? Bam. To pick up orders, guys? You're bullish enough. Do you want like 3 times as much of it potentially? I'm just going to bring that up, guys. You flew down to 22 cents in 2021. Bullish hoping it's going to go up. Now, there's a definition of a bull. Are you bullish hoping it's going to go up? That's not bullish. Bullish, you want to beat the market. We're going to crank this thing. To me, that's bullish. That's alpha. Maybe I think of alpha. All right? Alpha will take the bulls and the bears, and we'll send them both home. Alpha looks at things differently. Alpha will talk to a bull about, oh, it's going up, and say, really? From what level? From what level? From what price? That's great. I'll pick up down here. I'll see you up here at $2.89, you bull, and I'm going to pick up here. So I make 751% in 3 days. I'm going to stack my orders below. Alpha will take the bulls and the bears and send them home. Ready to compound down at lower levels, beating the market. Markets, the bulls and the bears, beating the bulls and the bears. Right? Pay attention to our Cardano. It has an express feature of going to 22 cents. That's sweet, guys. That's a big day. Hello. Look at that. You're going to recover 700% in it. That's a year, guys. That's a year. Well, you're going to be bullish on Cardano. You need it to go up to another 77%. Boy, it's going to go up to $3.30. The alpha sitting in the back chilling out after his target of 22 cents was picked up. Big difference. Big difference. Lower reserve capital. Hitting your Fibonacci's at lower levels. You guys remember when Cardano did that? You guys remember? I do. I always say orders are waiting, right? Orders are waiting. Boom, pick up. You wake up, you're up 500%, 600%. Somebody woke up 600%. So those are the kind of moves that I really respect in the market. I mean, You throw a 2x on something, a 3x on something, a 5x, a 10x. Those are the moves. The guys who have stacked capital at lower levels. Pricing targets. Look like Harmony 1, trying to hold that golden pocket. Who's already loaded up at Harmony 1 at the lower level, the 86? You know, if it were to flash down, bam, be a 157% move, boom. So that need to be involved in the price action immediately versus targeting at lower levels. Having your orders set at lower levels, not necessarily intuitive, right? It requires a bit of a different structuring in terms of your participation in the market. It just does. So, yeah, getting a different kind of feel of the market, looking through some different coins, just talking about some of the remembrances that we have. Now, in 2021, looking at the structure and the framework of things, we're recovering some price action. SHIB recovering from the 86, my level. Gala recovering. AXS, Meta. Just want to reframe how much have these lost. Bitcoin dominance. Let's look up BTCD. That's one thing that's kind of flown around a bit. You're going to want to check out BTCD. Yeah, it's back down a bit. Also, in, let's say, very close to being in a rising wedge. I would watch this for the rising wedge feature. Different time frames will have this set up differently. Technically, this would want to, again, very interesting as you guys would look at this. And Vlad, shout out. What's up, brother? You kind of brought this back into purview for me. I appreciate it. In terms of the back into scope, recognition, support, right? Are we playing this to the upside? BTC going to trounce up. Alt's going to trounce down. Up over that 100 on the daily, right? Close contact to that 200. Something to definitely keep an eye on there. That's the market right there. People don't know that. That Bitcoin dominance. Very interesting formation right there. Will we hit back up into this line of resistance? It would seem reasonable, wouldn't it? To hit back up into that line of resistance on Bitcoin dominance at some point. It could go around and hit here. It just seems like it's got that. It just does in terms of the periodic nature of the cyclical duration of the frequency that hits along that resistance. It seems like it's due. Always alternation can have variation from the preceding intervals, without a doubt. So let's see what we got. So Angel went on with the customer service on YouTube. I don't know what they have decided to do. You guys let me know any additional questions or concerns you have. We're picking up from the golden pocket. Glad to have you with us. Hit the like button if you guys haven't. Trying to formulate a little bit of a bull flag. Feature a little bit pushed, a little bit difficult. Yeah, Bitcoin wants to be a little difficult, doesn't it? If you would talk about the saving feature, again, I want to review this just in case you weren't here. The saving feature of the bull pennant, they like to catch with a bull flag, okay? That's the next thing the traders will look at is a bull flag. And it looks like in this instance, we're pushing into a wedge, which is not as favorable for expectations of positive pricing. But I mean, because a bull flag is a bull flag, guys. That's the creme de la creme. That's the top shelf. Okay. So looking at things, let me see what we got here. Let me see what we have in terms of any types of chats, et cetera, et cetera. And guys, I ask you to hit the like button. We got multiple people watching. Some people just don't want to do it. They do not want to do it. That's okay. That's why Angel and I get along real well. He interacts. When I say that, he'll do it, and it is possible that maybe. Let's see. Maybe, and I think this, that, we say that maybe YouTube just isn't showing us that. It's possible. I would say that is a possibility. So what I'll say, guys, it's been some nice price action on Bitcoin. It's been relatively aggressive. We have a few new coins. If you guys haven't paid attention, I released a somewhat of a video. Let's just feature this because I think the VIP are around here. I'm not logged into this account. Let's go into I want to go into this real quickly and just show you guys kind of a cool deal since it is kind of close to the weekend. Let me go into the newly listed and SB. This is just an interesting coin. And in terms of what they have going on, I don't know if it's going to do well, guys. It's an unpredictable startup. I get a sense of the ones that are good or not. But SB, Dragon SB. I want you guys to see this coin because it's Dragon SB.finance. Look at the graphics on this thing, though. I think you guys will like this. the sword and the rock in the water. It'll get into the role-playing feature here in just a second, but the motion, the ability to turn feature, you'll have other structured participants with like name badges up on and be able to battle and team up and do different stuff. So I think it may be something that you guys may like. I don't know. So as you look at that, Gate will list that in a period of a few days, okay? In 2 days, 5 hours. Just pay attention. Never overexpose. I think they did an IDO/airdrop, something like that in terms of the details. I don't push too many startup projects, but when you find one that's cool, we definitely want to pay attention. So yes, this is a technical that we've looked at. This is a technical expression of a bullish continuation feature to the upside. The expectation would be that we would continue to move, and those are just based on the expectations. I'm always ready, though, to essentially what I'll tell you guys in terms of a strategy to look at on your wedges is to find the most unfavorable line of support that you can. I am always big on this, guys. Find the most unfavorable, and please pay attention. This is a big deal if you want to book positive trades. Find the most unfavorable line of support that you can. Dig into a line like right in here. You see this line of support here. Dig into that line of support. Instead of going with just a real beautiful, I'm just going to tell you guys, it can make a difference in terms of your booking a positive trade or not. Challenge yourself in terms of always wanting to find a bullish feature. Try and find the most, when you are trading a wedge, and tell me this won't work. I'm going to tell you guys, tell me this won't work. I've traded thousands of these guys, hundreds, thousands, however many. Okay, as we would look into this, just find the most unfavorable feature in terms of a level of support. Carry that through. Okay, instead of like the optimal, well, this is an optimal, this is a perfect wedge. Time to hammer into it, right? Find if you don't already have a position, if you didn't hit your target and you're looking for an entry on a wedge, don't be afraid of the patterning, but do understand the cross diagnostic in terms of something that's less favorable. Okay? Just understand something that's less favorable. Is it just a straight pour down feature that'll give you that other side of the coin that you're not familiar with looking at, okay? In terms of that, just essentially operating within that wedge. So if you've hit your target, if you decided to take a position after my original, video today, then congratulations, because you are in the money now. To the extent that you are looking for an entry in Bitcoin, I would just say continue to pay attention. We're looking for some additional patterning, and I wouldn't suggest people just haul off and trade if they don't know how to trade. The VIP know how to trade. In terms of, I don't know, 2021, it was a great year. We're up 1.6% today. Still trying to recover from this, this feature here. Had a bit of a repeat pattern here, which I think slid into a bit more of a rounded feature or a coil than it did just a flat. We had a real strong expression of this descending triangle on the 4-hourly. 4-hourly was real clean. This didn't give us enough time to capture on a larger time frame, guys. It just didn't give us too much time. Excuse me. Let's look at this. Let's dig into the 4-hourly currently and see if we can. Yeah, just a small rounding, like a small bottoming formation. Just not sure how. I mean, what do you guys think about that level of a bottoming formation on the 4-hourly? Is not too strong, right? It's not too, there's not too much going on there. So, and I do need some coffee. I think I'm kind of running out of voice here. So I need some coffee or something. What I tell you guys, I'll be in the back if you guys need more additional information. We will let's see if Angel at some point comes back from the subscriber, hopefully helpline, with he's resolving issues so that he and I can have more impact on you guys throughout this year. We will talk to you soon. If you guys have any other questions, etc., appreciate you guys being a part of the Crypto Kingdom. Nice to see a little bit of positive price action for anyone who's still holding from our target. I'll just say that. You may have decided it's a great entry. I'm gonna ride this sucker out, and I want to see exactly what all this price target can do. If you guys are there, we'll just measure from the exact target there. But yeah, if you guys are still holding from that price target, you're up 16% in 28 days. If you just decided to hold from that level, that's still a great return. If you're going to hold this one out, you'll be one of the many who's decided to enter along this level. Just kind of let it roll. If you did let the profits ride and take back that principal up along the top, and I kind of mentioned that a few times, you've been able to redeploy that capital at different, more efficient levels thus far. I look forward to discussing how you may do that in the future even more. And guys, it's London with Crypto Kingdom and Bitcoin Spike. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I'm in the mood to shoot some videos for the VIP exclusive. I'm going to get in the back and do that on the Twitter DMs. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll be doing that for a little bit here in the back. Take care of yourselves, guys. We'll shoot another video here after a while on Bitcoin, etc., and we will hit up a live stream tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and congrats on your trading success in 2022. And special thanks again to Angel and all the VIP.